Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we will discuss quick tour for Canvas app and model driven app too. Okay, so if you want to create a Canvas app or model driven app, what we have to do is there are two ways to create a Canvas or a model driven. You can go for apps and create Canvas or model driven or portal application. Okay, and you can directly create it from a solution too. So I think before class, we have created the test solution, right? So in this we have added this. From here also, from solution also, you can able to create a new application. Okay, so app, so you can go to here, new app and Canvas app. Okay, in this Canvas app we have a two, that is phone form factor and tablet form factor. So Canvas app by default it is not responsive, so that is the reason. So you have to choose like whether it is a tab layout or whether it is a phone layout. Okay, now we will take just a tab layout. Okay, so this is how we have to quickly navigate to the Canvas app. Okay, let's wait, it is showing that getting things ready. Okay, so after that you'll able to see this, welcome to Power App Studio. Here are a few ways to start building an app from blank. So here directly, quickly you can create a form or quickly you can create a gallery. So if you don't want to create a form or a gallery, you can skip. Okay, so this is the Canvas app where we to say add some functions or inserting the screens or inserting the forms and all. So let's see, we'll start from home. Home is this, like you'll able to see the new screen, right? So if we just elaborate this, you'll able to see the blank. So if you want to create an empty screen, you can just select this blank or a scrollable screen. So you can select this. So there is the many screens available according to our requirement. Okay, so if we take the blank, let's see. So the blank screen, this is the blank screen is created. So after this, what we have, insert. Okay, in insert, let's see. So insert, we have a label. So if you want to include any label in your application, so you can just okay, we'll add it. Let's see. So in this way, you can name the label like anything, test or something like that. Okay, so you can name it like this. You cannot edit this. Okay, so whenever we play the app, you cannot edit this. I'll show you one more, that is see, button. As we know the use of button, right? So if you want to save something or if you want to clicking on OK or cancel, so this is how that we can, like, you can rename this to OK or save. Okay, so this is how. So after clicking on OK, so we can just write the logic as like per our requirement. I'll tell how we write the logic in the later classes. And what we have more, see, label we can just add it from here or here, that is depends upon you. So there is one text input, I'll add this text input too. Okay, so text input. So text input is, we can give a hint text too. Okay, I'll show you the difference between the label and text input is this. See, you cannot edit this label, but you can edit this, the text input. But if you don't want to edit that, you can do one thing. So you just click on this and remove this default, and you can give a hint text. Okay, or something like this. I'll tell you, enter your name. Okay, so now we can't edit when you play the app, so we cannot edit. So but just that gives, ask us to enter the name. Okay, So this is how the difference between a label and no text input. And there are many, I'll show you few more, like a button, text input, pen input, drop down, combo box, checkbox. We'll add one thing, we'll add drop down. Let's see. So what we have, this drop down. I think you're not able to see properly. Wait, I'll increase. I think now you can able to see, right? Okay. So now the drop down is something that, see, if you want like all the time, if you don't want to play the app and check, you can just do one more thing, like you can add the control. I mean, you can just press that alt symbol, and you can use the drop down. I mean, click on the drop down, you'll able to see like this. Okay, so this is one advantage. You can with the alt, you can directly see all the time. You cannot, like, all the time if you play the app and check, it's better to check that. Okay, so this is how, like, we have a date picker too, and toggle. Let's select this toggle also. Let's see. So I'm just pressing the alt and clicking on this off and on. So in this way it works. So let's play and check. Okay, so depends upon our requirement, we will write the logic. Okay, I mean, we will discuss that in the later topics. And oh, so these are all like many things that we can discuss further. And coming to the forms is something like we have a two, that is a edit form and display form. So the difference between edit form and display form is, see, if you want to display the any information, I mean, any content, you can only display that information, you cannot edit it. Okay, if you want to edit that form, okay, if you want to like make some changes additionally, so you can just select this edit form. Okay, so this is how, and there is like media. So in this media we have a lots, like you can add the image, camera, audio, video, etc. So if you want to show the Power BI tile in Canvas apps, so we can you can do that too. And if you want to, like, show some column chart or pie chart, so this stuff, so you can directly show. This all depends upon a requirement. Okay, and coming to the icons, these icons also play a very important role in Canvas app. For example, if you want to add any info, okay, if you want to add any info, this is the plus icon. So if you want to like navigate to the other screen, for example, you are giving some information. Okay, so if you want to add some more information, or if you want to navigate to other page, you can write it. See, I'll show you. For example, plus icon, and just click on, so write like this, so navigate to the screen name. Okay, see here, I think you're able to see here, right? The target, the target screen to navigate. So it is asking the screen. So if I give a screen, see, screen 1, so just like this, close this. Okay, if when you are pressing this, it navigates to screen 1, so it goes to the screen 1. In this way we have to write a logic. I think it is not at all like too much tough logic. It is very easy. And after that, this, see, if you want to import any components or export, I'll this components also I will explain you in the later topics. And coming to the AI builder, so in AI builder there are different things, like these are also included in the Canvas app. Like, if you want to see here, detects and extract text in documents, requires training of AI model. So if you want to extract any text in the document, okay, if you have anything, for example, if you want to, if we have a like thousands of documents, so if you want a particular text to extract, okay, at that time we can use the AI builder. It will be very easy for us to replicate where it is exactly. So you can use the AI builder at that time. And but directly we can't use. We have, first of all, we have to train the AI builder, and after that we have to use in our application. So the same goes with the object detector and text recognizer. Okay, so this is what a quick tour for the Canvas app. So let's see for the model driven app. Okay, we'll close this. So if you want to save this info, what we have to do is file, just go for a save. Okay, so click on save, and the cloud. So you can give, you can modify the I mean, you can give the name like a test application or something like that. Okay, you can just give the proper name and click on save. That's it, it will be saved. If you want to save the same copy, whatever the application that you have created, to the computer, you can just go here. Yeah, you have to download it, that's it. Okay, that will save a copy to your computer. And there are many things like settings, see, name plus icon. So we can change the name, icon, or a description. Okay, and if you want like a different, see here, if you want the screen size, I mean some aspect ratios and orientation, we can just change. If you select the portrait, it will give a different look, right? So in this way, so we have some advanced settings that we will discuss later, like few are needed, I'll tell you in the later topics. Okay, so if you, I'll tell you one. Let's see, for example, if you want to use the components in your application, so first we have to enable that. So in this way we have to enable. So if you disable that, if you will not able to use the component. Okay, so this is how there are some advanced settings that can be discussed. Okay, so if you want to share it, you can also share it with other users or your team. Okay, and you know about the connection part already. And now we'll quickly go to the model driven app and have a look. So what we have to do is now, new app, model driven app. Okay, so when we are clicking on model driven app, that will navigate to here. So you can just give it as something like this. You can give a description too, like it gives the training or quick tour for the app. Okay, so something like this. So if you want any already existing solution to create the app, we can select. See, if I check this, what I will get is, it will ask to select my solution. We can directly use. Okay, because we have already the test solution, right? So we can already use. So if you don't want, if you want to create a new solution for this particular, so you can also do it. Okay, click on next. So it is, see, it is asking for a solution. So test solution we have already, right? Test solution, I'm clicking on test solution and clicking on done. So here what I'm getting, so first of all, it is asking that configuration is missing. So app is successfully created using the solution. Okay, we have already this existing solution, so not an issue. So now it is saying that app site map, so configuration is missing. Well, let's see how we can configure the sitemap. Okay, so in the sitemap we have a different things like new area, new group, and new sub area. So if you want to add any, see, I'm just adding the new group. Okay, so you can give the title. Okay, so after this you can add a group. Okay, if I want to add a new group, okay, let's the one let me add one more time, group. Okay, Okay, let's see. So I have added one group here. So after this, what I can do is add sub area. So you can add a sub area here. So sub area, it is asking type. Okay, type as entity. So entity name. So actually we don't, we have created entity. So now we will give the only the account entity. Let's see. Okay, we gave the entity. This is, we have to give a entity. This is a mandatory field. So just save it. Okay, publish it. Okay, just go to the app designer. Okay, so now it is configured. See, if you want to add any area or sub area or a group, so you can add it. Okay, I'll show you where. I have added this account, right? So account entity, so where you can see that account entity, I'll show you. Okay, and coming to the business process flows, this is like, it is, sequence of steps that is required to complete a business process. It will be in a sequence of steps. I will explain this in a later topics. Okay, and coming to here, see, there is already, we gave a account, so it is directly selecting all forms and all views chat. So if you don't need, you can, select only particular main form like this. Okay, you can select only this main form, something like this. So as of now I'm selecting all the forms. So in this way, if you need only one form, that you can directly go and just click here. Okay, now I'm selecting all. So it comes with all, like for views also same, chats also the same, it will applicable the same. Okay, this is how the model driven app. And there is one more concept called a business rules. I will explain that in a later topic. Okay, so this is only just a quick tour for a canvas app and model driven app. For more support or assistant, you can just catch me on knowledge36 at the rate gmail.com. Okay, thank you everyone.